This is the first fall, winter of the pandemic where there's not government-imposed restrictions. Are restrictions over? Are they done with?
Yes, we're done with. We had a bylaw during the summer, just before the end of our government, that we said that all those new measures will not be reinstated, and we've done that. The only one that we kept, and I'm glad we kept, was the right to vaccinate with a larger number of professionals. We went from 5 type of professional to 20. This allowed us to vaccinate more people during the summer. This is what we have started to do on August 15. And since then, we vaccinated more than 1 million people with those vaccinators. So that's where we stand right now. To your question, I think that right now we don't need any new measures. We just need to use at the maximum what we can do with vaccination. And that's the reason this is the key point today, that we're telling Quebecers, hey, you're the one that knows your situation. This is in your hand. Either you had been vaccinated for more than 5 months, go to get your booster shot. And if you had done COVID in more than 3 months, you are eligible also for the booster shot. So I think there is no need at this time for new measure. We just need to wear the mask when it's needed, and I think that's very important. But also the key message today is go to your booster shot as soon as possible.
Since the beginning of this, we've been told we have to monitor the situation in hospitals. Now is the highest number of hospitalizations since mid-August. It's getting cooler. You said no restrictions will come back, but is this something that's worrying you as the fall goes on?
Well, I said earlier to one of your colleagues, I'm always worried about our network, because our network have been at it for more than 2 years now. So I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but I'm worried about the next few weeks. And that's the reason we're telling Quebecers that they have a big role in making sure they put less pressure on the network by being vaccinated. Because when you're vaccinated, you might go to the hospital, but it's very rare. It's very unusual that you'll go there, because the symptoms you'll have will allow you to take care of your problem at home as opposed to the hospital. So I think the best way, and there is no other way right now, that until we get more people, we are forming new nurses. There are many things that we're doing right now. But in short term, the best thing is to use the vaccination to prevent that.
Is there a threshold for restrictions to potentially return, or is that completely off the table?
Well,
if hospitalizations?
You'll see in the numbers that were published by the SPQ and INS today that we are still in a very comfortable zone. When I say comfortable, not that we like it, because the people in the network, they don't like the situation, but in a comfortable zone that we can handle at this stage. But this is the reason we monitor that every week, and we have those forecasts based on the growth that we saw in the last 4 weeks. So far, so good, and this is what we'll continue to monitor. But again, we talk about vaccination. Dr. Boileau talk about Paxlovid. I talk about this etiquette of respiratory, wearing the mask when need be. All those things, we know them, but it's really a question of personal responsibility that Quebecers has to take now.
Merci.
And if you look at the intensive care units, they are not submerged by cases, which is
Good news.
An important difference from the other ways that we were experiencing. So the situation is under control, but it is legitimate to be worried about what's going on, but there's no expectation to change our recommendation to the government.